Most of the students appearing IELTS examination face great problems in reading and writing. On average, students get 5.5 to 6 band because of very many reasons. They don't know its criteria, skills, knowledge, and strategies required to get their dream score like a 7. Here you have an advanced IELTS program specifically focused on students, nurses, and other professionals who are looking for high studies, jobs, research, or migration. My name is Silent Shows, and I'm a certified trainer for IELTS and OET. I've been coaching students for the last 15 years, and I've taught thousands of students. A whopping majority of my students have got 7, 8, or sometimes 9 band. So I want to help you get the entire strategy, skills, tips, and materials for you in my workshop. And you can talk to me directly in this live masterclass. Please click the link below and sign up my 4 hours live masterclass of IELTS 789 for listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Bye-bye. Hi, welcome to King's Academy's Advanced Communicative English Training. I'm so happy to have you here. My name is Salin and I'm the director of King's Academy. We provide teaching for English and many courses, IELTS, OET, Advanced English, Spoken English, both online and in class as well. So this is a fantastic programs, and I really appreciate all of you have signed up this program, which is a innovative, fantastic, nothing you have seen ever before, a kind of program which will equip everyone, whether you are a student or a professional or a person trying to go to an English-speaking country, which will equip you with great skills in language. Because in this course, I'm giving you greater emphasis on grammar, fluency, and vocabulary, structures, which will definitely give you a greater urge in polishing your grammar skill. The course is mainly focused on students, those who are going to foreign countries, those who are preparing for IELTS and OET, because you need better edge in grammar, vocabulary, and flow. And in fact, there will be a lot of lessons for pronunciation. So this is a great opportunity for you, all of you, to improve your language skills. So I really thank you for joining King's Academy. So my name is Salim Chus, and you can always reach me through my WhatsApp or my YouTube, and you can always reach me through text message or voice message in my app which you can download from Play Store. So in the app there is an option for you can interact with me, you can send your doubts, and whenever there is any doubts, I can make videos or I can personally give you voice corrections, and I will be always available if you use those voice chat options or text chat option in that app. So which is a cutting edge new gen platform for studies. We bring technology, individual support, tons of resource all together. So this is going to be a great platform for all of you. So come back to this lesson. So in this lesson, I'm going to tell you how to learn English. What are the importance of English, first of all? You might wonder what is so important about English. Well, English is the most popular language in the world, and it is a language of education, legal system, science and technology, and research. And this language, we call lingua franca, which is a link language for everyone in the world to interact, make relationship, trade, learn, and make business. So this is a great opportunity. Well, it's really important for you to improve your language proficiency for getting a higher academic attainment in your degrees, post-graduation, or any other competitive examination. So that's definitely, you know about what I really mean. Now, let's talk about how to learn English, especially the student whose first language is not English. We call it ESL students. There are a number of ways. For me, I've been teaching English for the last 15 years, basically. IELTS, OET, spoken, communicative, even since my teenage. And I have worked across the spectrum of industries, starting from hotels, hospitality, marketing, HR, management, insurance, and health sector, tourism. And I have the privilege to study in many foreign countries, worked, and I've run business in many parts of the world. Even I do run business in India. So I know how students, professionals struggle in learning English. And by the God's grace, I have the privilege of having 4 masters, 3 bachelors, training thousands of students in English, professional skills, academic skills, personality development. So I give coaching for all kind of the communicative language, all these things, professional speaking. So I always face that there are a lot of challenges students face, especially when you're coming from a non-native land like India or other Asian countries, Middle East, Africa. So students face a lot of challenges. So I'm going to ask you some questions. What could be the possible or the easiest way of learning a language? I would say there are a number of ways I have tried in my childhood, and I have taught my students a lot of tips and tricks. So let me ask you some questions like, so there are some strategies. Some students would say, I want to improve my language by speaking with other people. Some would say by writing, they write a lot of letters, essays, they rewrite things which they have written down and they edit it, which is really a good thing. And some would say, I want to watch a lot of videos, movies, and podcasts, listening, which is also a great thing, more powerful. Some, they may be a good reader. They might be having a great habit of reading a lot of books since their childhood, comics, children's magazines, moral stories, spiritual books, Bible, so reading. I think that's a great thing I had in my childhood. By reading is a great, it's a great way of learning your language. And the other thing is that learning by structure, pretty much academical. So you need to learn how to sentence, how to formulate sentence, how to construct sentence structures, what are the different ways of framing sentence, asking question, giving explanation, connecting sentences, improving flow. So that's why learning structure. So if you ask me, which one, should I choose? Which one could be the most efficient way of learning English? Well, the answer is all of them. Yeah. So you need to bring all of these ideas into perspective, put it into practice. So you should speak as much as you can. If you don't get anyone, go to a mirror and stand before the mirror and speak to the mirror, or get a friend, and by writing, whenever you learn something, make a short note, write it, edit it, read it. Every day I want my students to copy something, maybe a sentence, new sentence, maybe a new phrase, maybe a new vocabulary. You need to write. Writing is a great quality if you want to become a good professional, a good academician, good teacher, a good professional in your own sector, maybe a teacher, engineer, a business graduate. I think you need to have a great skill of writing. I think that will improve your handwriting, vocabulary, which will definitely equip your literary skill, which we lack in our contemporary world, which is not good if you're going for a higher level in your career. The other thing, listening. I want my students to listen to me. Whenever, that's the reason I give you this course offline. You can download it, and there are a lot of videos in my YouTube channels. So you need to listen to high quality grammar structures, vocabularies, phrases, and idiom, so that it will improve your listening. Also, you need to listen to other podcast, news channels, good channels, English channels. You need to listen as much as possible, because listening will help you to get familiar with the things which you have learned, as well as will help you to improve your pronunciations, flow, your brain development, coordinating sentence structure. So there are a lot of benefits if you are listening to English podcast or English video. So through these videos in my course, I want my students to listen to me carefully, and you should repeat those sentences, repeat and learn it, write down, read again, listen to me again and again, listen, read, write. So all my examples will be written on the screen, as well as, so you can read every my theory. So in this course, I've given a lot of theories which is written on the screen. You can read it loudly. I will always teaching you verbally, so you can learn from my mouth, and you can always copy it and speak it fluently. So you read it, listen from my mouth, and you again speak it from my mouth, speak it from your mouth, and speak verbally and write notes. So you need all inputs. So listening, reading, making notes, writing, and you practice every day by yourself, or asking to your friends, or asking questions to your mother in English. Teach English to your family members, in your family, your friends, your colleague, your partner. So make a good rapport in your family to learn English. So in order to help you learn things much more easily, I have drilled down the entire course into different modules, different concepts and tricks and tips. So you can you can put things into practice, you can learn, you can grasp things easily. So that's how I have organized this course. So again, let's move forward. What's in the next slide? Let's look into that. Well, so I have told you, you need a good habit of listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So let's talk about how to practice English. So you need great passion for learning a new language. Life is all about moving forward. You need the energy, you need the great confidence and the passion to learn a new language. Now, passion is really important, especially when you learn a new thing especially English language. So great passion gives you great confidence. You should be a bit passionate about learning this language, not any language, because learning a language is a kind of a lifestyle. It's a kind of creativity, imagination. You need to deliver things. You need to be very, very productive. Sometimes you got to be very receptive, which means you need to learn things. Then sometimes you have to deliver by speaking or writing by verbally. You need to let it out, your imagination, creativity. So you need a lot of passion and energy. Then the other thing I want to tell you, regular practice. Now this is something very important for some students. You look at any athlete or a sportsman, and in India there are a lot of sports personnel. Do you think, look at a politician, do you think they all have achieved the state of great position and stature by a single day or a single week? No. It's all about practice. It's all about following and doing things rightly every day. So that's the reason I told you, if you want to do something regularly, you need some passion, some interest, some kind of self-motivation. You got to be motivated by yourself. So if you're motivated by yourself, you will do every day. So in this course, I want my students to practice at least half an hour every day. You need to learn consistently, regularly, put your time very effectively. Just half an hour is absolutely important. Just half an hour is quite sufficient. If you got 1 hour, that would give you a fantastic result. So this is a very important thing. Then the other thing is that spending stable amount of time, because that will help your learning process very smooth. It will improve your learning process, smoother, faster, comfortable. If you spend a stable amount of time every day, for sometimes, some students, they might spend 1 hour today, half an hour tomorrow, 10 minutes, then 2 or 3 days, skip it off, then come back. No, don't do that. There's no point in learning something inconsistently, because if you take few days leave, if you're not interested today, there is a chance you might forget the things you have learned before. So every day there must be a stable amount of time. Every day study a bit, half an hour, every day half an hour. When you have some free time, when you are traveling on your bus, going back to home, coming back from your office, going to school, of course, just play it, learn to the lessons, half an hour, repeat it, try with me. So that's what you do, putting a stable amount of time every day. Then, as I said, making study notes, which is very, very important. Buy a notebook, make every day your own self notes, scribble down key points I have taught you. All right. So these are the things I want my students to do it. Well, now we are coming to our first part of this course, Introduction to Sentence Construction. Well, you might wonder how English is made of. There are a lot of things, and English has got a lot of things. We got part of speech, clauses, structures, sentence, active voice, passive voice, vocab. There are a lot of things. I don't want to lead you immediately into all these things and make you confused. I just help you to get a glimpse of language first of all, and try slowly, then you can hit the mountain of English all on a sudden and capture it. So that's how I'm going to do. So first I want to take you to the level where you can have an overview of English language. So let's talk about the sentence construction in English, because sentence constructions are very important. When you speak, or when you write, or when you listen, or when you write, when you read, there is always sentences. In any language, without sentence, there's nothing. Sentence means an arranged form of information. Nobody would understand if you give any information in a disorderly fashion or asymmetrically. If people give you any information or scatter some words in the air, nobody would understand. But when those informations or words are arranged in a uniform, similar, in a fashion, in an orderly fashion, we call it sentence. So let's think about what are the things in the sentence. The first of all, we have basically in English language, we have noun, then pronoun. Okay, so I just want to give you a glimpse of English language, but in the later session, we will go into all these things deeper and deeper, so don't worry about that. Now I want to give you some glimpse of this language. So we have nouns, pronouns, verbs, auxiliary verbs, prepositions, conjunction, adjectives, adverb. These are the different kind of things in the language. Not in English, in any language, everywhere it is quite the same. There are same things everywhere. In any language, Spanish, Hindi, Tamil, any language, we have all these things. So we need to learn all these things later. Okay, so let's talk about how to construct a sentence. So in any language, there is a form. A different language has got different way of constructing sentence, different way of ordering those things. In English, first we put the subject. Subject is basically noun or a noun phrase, which means name of something, name of a thing, name of a person, a place, name of anything. That's what basically subject. So that comes the first in constructing a sentence. The second thing, we need auxiliary verbs or verbs. So verbs means the action which anyone can do, or auxiliary verbs are the helping verbs which help an action. So that comes second. So the first is subject, then comes the verbs or auxiliary verbs. And the third thing is object, which is always a noun or a noun phrase. So what is actually object? We will learn all these things in a later session. The object is what receives the action, or which receives the action, or which is being affected by the action. So this is the simplest way of construction a sentence in English. So this is, we call it sentence order as well. Right. So let's move forward and talk about, let's make a simple sentence basically. So we need to bring all these things. So now we have learned three things actually: the subject, the verb, and the object. Let's bring all these things into a perspective. Now you see that the subject, the name of it, anything. So I would say John, the one which does the action. So subject is what always does the action. We put it at the first of the sentence. Then the other thing, verb, is the action. Like play, work, eat, run, work, jump, anything is a verb. It's an action actually. Then comes the object noun, which is object is also a noun actually. So it could be, us in the case of subject, it could be name of anything that receives or affected by the action. For example, cricket or story. So John is the subject. Now you have the play is the verb, and what is being played is cricket. So cricket is object which receives the action. So John plays cricket. So we got a brilliant sentence easily. So this is the the simplest pattern of constructing sentence in English. So I hope you understood that. So let's move forward and learn a few more things about English. In fact, I will take you to all these things deeply in the next sessions. So we need more than that. So in the sentence which I have just explained here had only three components. which had only, that there was subject and verb and the object. But that's not really sufficient. We need quite more things in making sentence. So we need usually prepositions like in, at, on, etc. They show the direction of the action, where the action is directed, and we need conjunction sometimes. We call it and, but. You might have known these kinds of words. We call it connectors. So they are meant to connect words or sentences. So we call it conjunctions actually. The other thing, that adverbs are basically supporting verbs or complementing verbs. For example, if run is the verb, we might say run fast. Or sing is the verb, we might sing. We might say sing nicely, sing beautifully. So the words which are complementing or supporting or enhancing or modifying the verb are called adverbs actually. So don't worry about all these things at this moment. I just want to tell you these are the words we need in learning English or constructing sentences. So one more thing you should know, adjectives. These are also the words which is used to quantify or modify or support or complement basically nouns. Words that complement nouns. For example, if girl is the noun, we might sometimes say beautiful girl, which means we are enhancing the noun or complementing or modifying it. Or program is a noun, we might say interesting program, which means we are quantifying or complementing that noun. So we need these kinds of words in English. Right. So let's recapitulate what we have learned today. So in this session, I have taught you the importance of English, how we can learn English, and what are the ways, the methodology and practice it, and what is the basic formulation of sentence construction in English. And there are many things, but I have given you a glimpse of few things like subject, verb, object, adverbs, and adjectives, prepositions, conjunction. These are the things very important. Don't worry about it. We need to learn about each component specifically with a lot of exam, with a lot of practice in the coming sessions. Okay? So by these things, we're going to end this section, and the coming session will be about tenses. So I'm looking forward to see you there for the tense lessons, and where I want to teach you about even bigger things, more important things. We're moving to the next level of English. Okay, so thank you very much, and looking forward to see you in the next lesson.